All right, as always, here's the risk disclosure. Trading futures is risky. Know what you're doing before you do it, and you can lose all your money. Also, this live stream is not financial advice. It is for educational purposes only, and the live stream is not intended to copy my trades. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope y'all had a great weekend. Morning, Ezra, Jimmy. And we do have some high impact news at 8:30, so watching for that. We are at settlement as well. This cyan line right here. So not looking for a trade in this area. Morning, Vegas. The overnight, let's check what the overnight has done. Had a little run up, a little run down, not too much overnight. Good morning, Fernando. Let's have a look at the 30-tick chart. Bunch of spread out OP everywhere. I like this. Look at this. Had a run up here. Mini magnets. Came up to this mini magnet. Bunch of COIs. Pull down here. Another mini magnet. Run down. Came back up. And then as it pulled back here, it left a mini magnet paw pretty much at that same level. So this is a pretty strong level here. And actually, this may be an ICR right here. It's pulled up, made a higher high, came down, pulled back up pretty close to that high and left that mini magnet and then took a nice run down. So I'm going to mark this as a wall, especially since when it came back here, it left another mini magnet. So right at about 168.50, I'm going to mark a wall. There we go. As you can see, there's a dynamic magnet right below it. But look, now at that wall, price came down to it. Price came down to it there. See what else we have on this 30 tick. All right, this is getting back into last week. Okay. Leave it like that for now. All right, we got about 10 minutes until the news comes out. So I'll probably wait until after this news. Reminder that the 90% off sale ends Thursday. I haven't heard any word about extending or anything like that. So take advantage however you want. There's not a lot of news this week, so hopefully the market moves pretty good. Morning, Joan. So we have the news today, but then the rest of the week there's not. I mean, there's Canadian news. Sometimes that'll give us a little move, but well, CPI maybe that'll move it a little bit, but not crazy. And then not much there. Thursday, I mean, we have just some regular stuff, nothing crazy. Thursday, Friday, there's a lot of European, German, Canadian news, but not too much. Hopefully this news that comes out in a little bit is going to be enough to pull us away from settlement. I do not take trades around settlement, especially when it's hovering around settlement. Yeah, pretty much, Jimmy. By the way, for those of you that use Simplicity and use a bar timer, regardless of what bar timer it is, and if this ever stops working, I had this issue. It stopped working Friday, and I was like, what's going on? And I couldn't figure out why. And then so I got it to work. But then instead of counting down 30 seconds, like the bars, it was counting down from like a minute 15 down to 45 seconds. So if that ever happens to you where you have issues with the bar timer, you want to check your computer clock. What I did was I hit my little computer time here, adjust date and time, and then you have to sync it right here. You hit synchronize your clock. Just hit that, sync now. It'll sync your time on your computer. And then this will work the way it's supposed to work. Just a little FYI that I had to go through. It took me forever to figure that out. Morning, SS. Oh, and also one more update. My money management tool that I have here have some new updates I'll be pushing out this week. I'm just making sure it's all good, but so far it is. For those of you that have it, you'll get an email. And the update is you can now select between realized and unrealized profit, or both. And you can also display it in dollars, points, or ticks. Completely up to you. So those are two updates. There's one more I'm trying to get added on, but it's not going to really matter much for Apex trader funding users. But just trying to get some more options in there. All right, couple more minutes. That news should be out. That's the other little kind of downfall about pre-market trading, or the hour that I trade, is almost half the time there's news we got to wait for. That's what that Ezra. That's what that realized or unrealized option. So originally it was only realized profit, meaning it won't kick you out of a trade if it hits your limit. But once your trade is closed and your limit has exceeded whatever you set, then it'll disconnect you. It'll flatten everything and disconnect, so you can't keep trading. But then I added the option to do unrealized as well, so you can pick if you want it to close you out of a trade when it hits your limit, then it'll do that too, and then flatten everything and then disconnect. So the choice is yours. Because personally, I don't like to be knocked out of a trade, but some people want to be knocked out, especially if they hit their target, their profit target. They're like, I struggle with closing my trades out or stopping when I'm up. So it hits that target and it flattens everything and disconnects. Yeah, it helped me a lot. Yeah, I have a free trial too. So on the website, futuresniperbeast.com, there's a free trial there. Just make sure and read the FAQ because there's just a few things you want to be aware of. All right, we got that news out. I wasn't really expecting too much out of it, but let's see what happens. So the other feature I'm looking to add is setting a limit for contracts. So I know Apex lets you trade and doesn't fail if you trade whatever amount of contracts, but some people have the problem of doing more contracts and they know it. They're like, oh, well, if I lose, then I double up. And I don't want to do that, but I can't help it. So I'm seeing if I can add my programmer, if he can put in there where you can enter the amount of contracts you want to trade and it limit you to that. And then, of course, that'd be an option if you want to do that, because I don't ever want something to be a set thing you have to do. I want you to have the options. All right, see, market's moving down. Now, if we take a look at the 30 tick, we're right at the bottom here. Approaching our recent bottom. And we have some, well, I won't really say ODD because it's just going sideways. But this is interesting. Price came down. Price kind of did all this moving around right up here at the news. Right there, it laid this mini magnet on the same level. That's why I look for that a lot. Laying mini magnets where there was existing mini magnets and order prints. Looking left, all the way over there, and then shot down and shooting down. Now we have double clusters here at the bottom. Could indicate this is going to be the bottom, depending on where it goes from here. If it's this bar closes up, you know, it might come in and just chop around up here. If this bar closes down, then that'd be a good indication. Then these two clusters would kind of act like a wall, depending on where the price closes from here. Or, I mean, where this bar closes. I guess I'll leave it on the 30 tick to see where this bar is going to close. And if you look at the simplicity, it did lay a brand new I zone right here too. So this very well could be the bottom for now. And if it is, and this closes up, it may, unless we get a nice clean sweeper leg, I mean, I would expect it to be a little rough, choppy in here because we have these clusters, these spread out ZOIs. So we'll see. But I would expect some chop. And then, of course, that's going right back up towards settlement. So I would not take a simplicity long either, because even if this gave a long, and you could say you could target settlement, it's just there's just not a lot of room there. And then with me expecting that there could be chop in between there, I'd rather just not do that. That bar on the 30 did close up. So like I said, I'm expecting chop. If it doesn't happen, great, but I would expect some chop. I like how on the 10 tick here, you see how this bar came up to this wall and laid a mini magnet right on top of the flux. That's nice to give you a little push up. So simplicity entry would be right above this ZOI here. But like I said, it's not a lot of room because you got settlement there. It may, come up and get settlement, but looking left on the 30, I'm still expecting that chop in between there. JJ, it's called the 30 tick plane. 30 tick plane. And then I don't put walls or dynamic magnets or fluxes on it. I just only want to see the order prints. Pretty sure. Pretty sure that's what it's called. Yeah, 30 tick plain all is for NQ and YM and RTY. And then 30 tick plain ES is for ES. Okay, it is getting up there to settlement. Without much chop, so let's see. Entry. See where it goes from here. If it'll keep going. I mean, I pretty much wanted to move away from this zone. This bottom, or right up here. This level, this area. 93 to 94 area. Not really looking for much in between. So we got settlement right in the middle of that. All right, there's our news recovery of the price. News drop, recovery back to where it was. And now let's see where we go from here. All right, we just laid a nice little ZOI crash on the 30 tick. I like that. Unfortunately, it's not in an area that I would like to take a trade off of. Because now price hit right back up to this top here. You can see, like, if we pulled back here, I mean, I'd hate to. I mean, I love this crash, but price could very well want to just come right back down to the bottom. So it's a nice crash. I actually may take it because that's a really good crash. They're like literally on top of each other. If it comes down to it. All right, I'm going to see if this comes back up here. I'm below settlement. Have a nice little... I mean, that crash is nice. Just laid a cluster on the 30. I didn't notice that, but that's all right. We're above it. See if we can come back up above this little ZOI on the 30. Moving to break even because we're at 21 ticks. It got close. Actually, I'm going to leave my stop behind that crash. Let's bounce around with this cluster. See if we can get a pop back up a little bit. Struggling to get there. It was a couple ticks away from profit. Left another cluster on that ZOI. Lost a few ticks on that. It popped back down. This cluster, these clusters on the ZOI right here, that messed that up. It still may come back up. I really should have left my stop where it was instead of tightening up, but I didn't think it'd come back down below that cluster. It's trying to lay a paw there too on the 30, but there's that cluster on the 32 also. So if this bar closes down, it'll be a Lorex on the 30. I almost closed out with like 15, 20 ticks of profit, but I thought we'd have enough to get back up there. But all good. See, if this bar closes down, that'll be a Lorex on the 30 there. So I'm not going to try this LRE again. It's kind of going sideways. Those are the tough ones when you're within a few ticks away from your profit target. But that's also why I normally would move to break even, because I don't want to get a couple ticks away from profit and then lose, a full loser. But I didn't go to break even because that nice, beautiful ZOI crash. So I stayed behind it. It took me out for 4 ticks, but all good. Now, gonna be prepared for a simplicity. Make it a short here. We're at settlement though. See, that's the problem with trading around settlement. That nice crash, it just came right back through it and went to settlement. I will probably take this short though if we get a short, because we have this Lorex on the 30 tick, and those are always nice. Oh man, it's moving too much. I'm not gonna take it anymore. We had an early entry here right below settlement, but I didn't want to take it right at settlement. Morning, David. But we do have this Lorex here, so there's not a lot of room to get back down there again. So this might be the one to push it through everything, because it has that Lorex on the 30. I'm going to hold off, though, on the simplicity, because, again, I mean, just coming down, we have all this. I think it's going to go through now, but I don't really want to try it, just because it could come right back here and stop. Yeah, for sure, unknown trader. I'd much rather would lose my 4 ticks, like I was saying, than a full loss, thinking that level would hold. Especially being a few ticks away from profit. I think I was like 4 ticks away from profit. So all right. Looks like it might want to be the one to go through. So almost took the simplicity, but like I said, I'd rather not, being all that to go through, even though my read was telling me it probably would go through. But I'll just wait and see if we can bust through this bottom here and take a LRE short to keep going down if it does. Man, I really liked that crash. See, and now look, on the 50, we're in this chop box too. So that's also another reason why I'm not taking an LRE right here, because we'd be right in the middle a pullback, like right now, this very well could come all the way back up. Just playing this, so I'm just really needing a breakout at the moment. Breakout of this either at 156 here or up would be at about 194, and that's the areas I was talking about earlier that I needed it to go. And that's what I was waiting for here, was for it to break up above that, but I just fell in love with that crash. And it almost worked. Almost. Yeah, it was a 30 tick crash. And, I mean, they were like literally on top of each other. No gap or nothing. So it almost got there. Like I said, it went up to 21 ticks. If I had my 20 tick profit, it would have profited. But I had a 25 tick profit. I mean, they're similar, Unknown Trader, in the fact that, you know, it only moves when the price moves a certain amount of ticks. So, very similar. It's just the order prints aspect of it is what's the main thing. It's kind of like footprints, but displayed in another way. All right, so we did not get a reset on Simplicity. Had a pullback, but no reset. So still waiting to see if this breaks below. Now, if we do get a reset in this area where it flips green and then starts to flip back red, then I will take a Simplicity short underneath and probably target, well, first target would be this dynamic magnet. Second target where I'd really be targeting is this blue ice. But that's only if we get a reset. If it does not reset, then I'll just look for a LRE pullback. All right, might get that reset up here. There we go. We got a reset. Let's see if where this goes from here. Flipped green. So hopefully this continues back down and flips back to red. That's what I'd prefer, because I don't want it to run back up here and then we just stay stuck in this little zone. Okay, looks like it might go all the way back up. Yep, it completed another 50 tick bar. Just need this thing to get out of this zone. But we know what comes after a bunch of chop, eventually a breakout. Yeah, I know. It's not much. So I'm hoping. Yeah, very well could be. That's the only thing. When it gives so many not breakouts, it could start to and then go right back into that zone. So we'll see. But that's why I have my rules, you know. If it happens to me twice, I'm done. It means it didn't work out. Market doesn't want to go anywhere. Which this 4 tick loss, I don't count it. I mean, I'm basically counting it as a break even. In break evens, I don't count it towards my net 2 losing trades because it's only 4 ticks. Make sure all my accounts took that. Yep. Okay, I like this mini magnet on the 30. Here's finally some type of signal that it may go. If this bar closes at 167, this mini magnet pushing off may get us past there. We'll see. If this bar needs to close short, though. And I'm not taking this simplicity if it does happen because it's still in this area. I'll just let it get out of there first and then look for an LRE. But I need this bar to close with this mini magnet. See how this Lorex always, that's what I'm saying, every time I've seen this a Lorex on the 30, always closes at least a bar down and one more bar down. And that's why I almost took that simplicity short after I got out of that trade. And that's what gave me the impression that it would continue running down, but it went just down to the bottom. Let's see if this bar is going to close short or not. It probably won't because it wants to be difficult. You see how price did come down right to those double clusters. Struggled, and popped back up. Just going to leave it on my 30 tick for a minute to see if this bar closes down. Volume's a little bit lower than what it has been. Liquidity looks good, but volume's a little bit just under 80,000, 78, 200. So not horrible, but on the low side for pre-market. No, I did not take that LRE. That's not one that I would like because we're still in that middle of the range, that zone that I was not looking for a trade in. I have a market analyzer up, so you can open up the market analyzer. This one right here. Then I have the different markets. I put the bid-ask spread, daily high, daily low, daily volume, and then days until rollover. Just go to new and then market analyzer to open that up. And there's the volume. Okay, might get this bar closed down. Let's see if it'll push, give enough to push through. Need it to hit 167 to close. 167. There's not a Lorex anywhere on NQ right now. Keep in mind, you need a trapped X box. One of these boxes with the blue orders inside and a cluster for it to be a Lorex. And then also, like this has OPR on it, that little orange diamond. You need 3 things to be a valid Lorex. Trying to see if this is going to close short. It's really got that 9 o'clock about to be 9 o'clock. So maybe we'll get that 9 o'clock push volume come in. Yep. Sideways and not going anywhere. David, I'm not sure. I've never. You don't have the little F on the top right of your chart, do you? Like here, where it's like squished, and you can press the F. But even then, I don't know. It shouldn't cover it. I don't know. I've never messed with it. It just from the template came like this. So maybe reload your template. Okay, so that bar did not close down. So now this is a potential Lorex short on NQ. 10 tick right here. Yep, that's a Lorex there. I'm not taking it. So I don't take Lorexes, and that's going right. I mean, the entry's right below settlement, but man, we need to get away from settlement. Yeah, I never trade around settlement. And of course, I loved that ZOI crash earlier and took that one right above settlement, and it lost. I mean, we've gone through settlements so many times this morning where it's probably not an issue, but still, just as a rule, I don't like to trade around it. Hey, morning, Grant. Now, if we get a short here, I may take a simplicity short because coming off that Lorex, what we have on the 30, because we have this other mini magnet potentially laying with the exhaustion box. Could push us short. No, not yet, Grant. Hasn't been anything good. We've been stuck in a range. So, all right, big bar on simplicity. So, not taking an entry off of that. That 30 tick bar did close short. So let's see if that gives us enough to keep pushing or not. Big bar. All right. So swap back to my LRE. Hopefully this keeps pushing. See if this... We've been stuck right here in this zone. Right here. Yeah, so I'm hoping this keeps pushing short and get us out of here. Well, it's not looking great to get another trade in. That's all right. It's a Monday. I did say a long time ago, though, when price came down after that news, if it started to make its way back up, I'd expect it to chop around in that area. And boy, has it started chopping around. That Lorex one, though, on the 10 tick. All right, we had this TX with a mini magnet close short. Didn't go anywhere. Coil chop. One bar up. Now this one potentially laying another mini magnet there. If this one closes down, I'd expect a push. But we are getting closer to the open, so not sure that'll happen. Almost there, a few points away. Come on, you can do it. 170.75. All right, see you, Vegas. Have a good one. All right. Just trying to push down. Simplicity's trying to go short, but not very confident at the moment based on what we've been seeing all morning. $170.75. That's where we need this to come down to give an opportunity to continue short. 170.75 right there. It's trying. 9:15 now. We're getting 15 minutes away from the open, 10 minutes away from the dark zone. Got a reset on simplicity. Just trying to get there. There it goes. Closed on the 30. Let's see if we go somewhere in the last couple minutes. It's pushing. Let's see if that can push through or if we're just going to chop around here until the open. All right. Got me a late fill. But let's see if this will push through or stop here at the bottom. Oh, I guess you can't see my order. on the 10 tick. It may come back in this range, this zone though. Let's see. Yeah, 'cause I don't like what's setting up on the 30. Yeah. That pushed us right back down to the bottom, but it's probably not going to continue. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about on the 30. I don't like that. So I'm going to let this knock me out. Yeah, it knocked me out. Well, it knocked me out of the MNQ, but not the... Here, let me get out of it. There we go. All right. Yep. See, that's the risk, too, of not letting it fully break through. Because, see, the bottom where I really wanted it to come out of was below this pawl. So I took the entry below the flux level, and then the 30 tick turned right around and laid this TX and mini magnet right on those double clusters. That's where it messed me up. So I jumped the gun instead of waiting for my 50 tick bar to close at 156 like I wanted to. So that's kind of my fault on that one. Wait a second. Did it not take it on my... It didn't take it on my 25K account here. Oh, wait. Yeah, it did. It's because that's set to NQ. That's why. Okay. Yeah, it lost. So I kind of, yeah, I jumped the gun on that one. I was supposed to wait till it broke down to 156, and I didn't. Thought it was going to go that time because of this read right here. Got the coil chop. This bar closed with the absorption X mini magnet pushing off. Pushed it right down to the bottom, and that was it. So took the loss, down 25 ticks basically. No big deal. Let's see. All right, and that's going to be, yeah, it's 9:22, so that's going to be it for me for today. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Could have avoided that one. Shouldn't have taken it. Just ended with my 4-tick loss. But it's the way it goes sometimes, and just have to come back tomorrow. So today's market sucked anyways in the morning. I should have just not taken that one. But let me go ahead and there we go. All right, so I will see y'all tomorrow morning, same time, and hope everybody has a great day and trade well. Take care, y'all. See you tomorrow.